It's not often that the enclaves of the Idoneth Deepkin disturb themselves for the sake of others. But as a host of Tzeentch demons burns a path through the forest of Ghyran, the communities of the region are threatened. Communities the Idoneth prey upon for souls. Looking to defend their hunting ground, the Idoneth forces seek to engage the demons. They would do well to tread carefully, though. One must always be wary of the trickery of Tzeentch.
Hello and welcome to another Season of War Battle Report, 2,000 points of Age of Sigmar. Jordan and I here once again. We're playing a matchup today as voted by the premium team. I was playing the Tzeentch again, and they voted for me to face the anti-shooting army this time.
Exactly what you want to see, right?
Yeah.
But it'll be a good test. Obviously, you can always run into bad matchups in the meta, so this is, maybe always things to learn from it, playing those games, right?
For sure. Obviously, as always, we're playing with printable scenery terrain. We've been using it from the beginning, and now they've come out with an affiliate program. So if you order stuff from them using our link, we get a kickback. And I mean, obviously, you're supporting them, you're supporting us. So yeah, bonus.
And like you said, we've been using and buying files from these guys and their products well before the channel, and obviously we've been promoting it. But so big fan of these guys.
And then, as always, also big shout out to X Planet, who's our friendly local game store. They're hooking us up with all these models on the table, and a couple in the back here, some Blood Knights and zombies for a new Soulblight army I've started.
Well, you had a bunch of Nagash stuff.
So now I've added the new stuff and getting my old stuff painted up too. So yeah, hopefully in the coming months you'll see some Soulblight on the table. Yeah,
for sure. And then also we don't mention it very often, but we also on our own website have a bunch of products for sale. We did a lot of questions about like movement trays, especially our Shining Company ones. Those we create in-house. So if you are interested in like movement trays as well as base toppers, so both of the armies on the table today actually use our, kind of ancient ruin base toppers. So it's basically like a high quality premium basing solution that's super easy. It's literally compared to like, messing around with flock and dirt and all the different products. These are like, it's a one-step solution of just gluing it on a base and painting it. So a fast way to get like a really high quality look, and cohesive look throughout your army. So again, this is something that I created as a solution for myself, and then ran a Kickstarter last year. So these products are all still available on our website. So if you are interested in any of that stuff, check that out. Again, we don't often kind of shout out our own stuff that we sell, but you can find that and some different hobby products on our website.
So what are we running today for the Realm mission?
So today we're playing Battle for the Past. So 1 point for your own objective, 4 if you take your opponents, and then 2 for the center ones. And then for the Realm today, we're going to do Ghyran. We're like, we'll just roll it, do something random, mix it up. But we rolled Ghyran anyways. So this table really wants us to play, thematically. So we are doing that here as we rolled Ghyran. Not super impactful with a spell for Shield of Thorns. I mean, I'm going to be charging you, so potentially nice for you.
And your MSU, so potentially lots of units charging me.
Yeah, that's true. And then the terrain is healing, and the command ability is an extra cast of Shield of Thorns.
So let's go through the lists.
Awesome.
What are you running?
So as I said today, no casting. I mean, that's no surprise with my Deepkin. I am running Volturnos as my general, making all my Eels battle line, and then the Eidolon with the Cloud of Midnight. No battalion here, as you can see. I don't have the turtle either. So all pure MSU here, despite how packed my army is. This is all separate units. I have 2 units of the Ishlayan defensive eels up front, obviously trying to take a hit and ignore your rend. And then I have 4 individual Allopexes. And then I have, on either side of my heroes, I have 2 separate units of 3 Morsar eels. So obviously these are the offensive ones. So obviously a strong build here. A lot of those, almost all the Deepkin tools are pretty good. But these are, a lot of the premier ones. And trying, this is the first time I've ran the Allopexes in individual units of 1 with at least 4, in the case of having 4. So excited to see how that plays out. But what about yourself?
I'm running the same Tzeentch list, identical that you might have seen in the previous video. So it's Change Host, with the Flamers as the speciality in Eternal Conflagration for the extra rend. So 2 units of 10 pinks, 2 units of 10 brims, 2 units of 6 Flamers, and 2 Exalted Flamers. The Lord of Change rounding out the Change Host, and then just the Fate Master for a nice reroll aura.
Yes, yeah. So obviously strong shooting, but like you said off the top, this is
the anti-shooting army.
Exactly. So we'll see if you can, chew through it.
And as always, we picked some auxiliaries. So what did you choose?
For my 2 auxiliaries, I chose, the first one was the Addresser. So this is, I have to claim one of your objectives during the game. You obviously only have one here, so hopefully I can claim that at some point. Again, 4 points here. Let's try and score big. And the second one I chose was Assassinate. So you have to choose one of your heroes, and I have to try and kill him.
All right. I will pick the Lord of Change then.
Okay, so obviously you got more wounds there, but like last time, I want to kill all your heroes to reduce your summoning. I mean, that's your buffs and casting as well. So if I can get through your heroes, I have a good chance of winning the game.
So similarly, I picked the Aggressor as well because on this scenario, going for the 4 points is such a huge deal maker. And then for the other one, I picked Marked for Death. You're all MSU units. You don't really have big tanky units, so you've got to pick one that you don't want to die.
Yeah, in this case, I will choose, again, it's all MSU. I will choose the 1 Alopex that I have up front on that side. So that'll be Marked for Death.
Okay. So that is it. I outdropped you here being a change host. Change host versus MSU. Yeah, I really outdropped you. And we're 24 inches apart. You move 14, charge of 10. So I think I can safely give away the turn here, and you hopefully won't get too much into me.
Yeah, for sure.
So going into turn 1, Deepkin going first.
Yes, sir.
Round 1 on the Tides of Death table grants cover to all Idoneth units. Being given first turn, the Idoneth forces look to begin putting some pressure on the Tzeentch army. The Ishlian Guard push forward, positioning themselves to take the brunt of the enemy's attention and firepower. The first 2 Alopexes deal 3 wounds to an Exalted Flamer, leaving it with 1 remaining. The remaining 2 Alopexes target the other Exalted Flamer, also failing to kill it, but dealing 2 wounds. The Deepkin forces are rather reserved, and there is no combat this turn. They do, however, claim both of the central objectives, scoring them a total of 5 points for the round.
All right, so turn 1 with Idoneth Deepkin. Just moving up and, again, taking all the objectives here. I score 5 points, so off to a strong lead. I threw this unit forward to actually just block the lanes, make it harder for you to get on this objective, at least with your horrors. So trying to pin you back a little bit. They are obviously, a sacrifice here where you can actually do some big magic into them because they're so close, but felt it was worth it for the potential of holding you back a turn. Again, scoring 5 points here. Armies in the center of the table, ready to counterattack. But obviously, turn 2 priority here with 2 volatile armies will be impactful, and that's strength of the battalion too, right? Being low drop for you and giving me first, but...
going into Tzeentch turn 1 at the bottom of round 1.
All right.
For their first turn, the Tzeentch forces choose the Tides of Anarchy agenda. At the start of the hero phase, the Fate Master uses the command ability Lord of Fate. Using the Change Host ability, Deceive and Dismay, a unit of 10 pink horrors is then teleported behind the Deepkin army. Beginning casting, the Lord of Change fails to cast Infernal Gateway, but does cast Shield of Thorns on a unit of horrors. Lastly, Both of the units of pink horrors fail to cast channeled pink fire. Starting off the movement phase, a command point is spent on at the double for the unit of pink horrors. Opening up the shooting, the horrors that were teleported deal a total of 3 wounds to the units of Morsar Guard. Next, the Brimstone horrors shoot but don't land any hits, though the first unit of Flamers deals 7 wounds to the Ishlian Guard. Both Exalted Flamers fail to deal any damage, though the Lord of Change deals another 3 to the Ishlian Guard. With 2 wounds remaining, the final group of Flamers only deal 1 damage to the last Ishlian Guard, leaving him alive with 1 wound. Utilizing a 5 and 6 from the Destiny dice, the pink horrors guarantee their charge, and the Brimstone horrors also charge, looking to finish off that final Ishlian. Before combat begins, both units of Morsar Guard unleash their biovoltaic blasts, dealing 5 mortal wounds. The horrors lose 5 pinks, but they multiply into 10 blue horrors. Attacking back, they only manage to deal 2 wounds to the Morsar Guard. The Ishlian Guard then kills 4 Brimstone horrors, and the horrors fail to deal the final wound. The units of Morsar are then free to attack. The first unit deals 11 wounds to the horrors, and the second unit deals 9. With all the casualties the horrors have taken, another 13 flee from battle shock even after using a 2 from the Destiny dice pool. Just enough survive to claim the objective, scoring Tzeentch 4 points for the Idoneth objective, and a total of 7 points for the round.
Alright, so Tzeentch turn 1, bottom of round 1.
Yep.
Teleported the 10 pinks over with the change host teleport.
Probably the big move of the turn.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was not as successful as I was hoping. I was hoping because I was tagging the eels not on the charge that I would not take as much damage as I ended up doing.
Yeah.
Or you ended up doing. So I remain with 12 brims there.
Yes, you still take the objective.
It probably is only a worthwhile play if I get the double turn here, because otherwise I've only held it for 1 turn.
That said, it does store your auxiliary.
It does early on,
the aggressor, yep.
And it gives me 5 points, so we tie for the round.
Well, no, you're at 7 because you got.
Because I took this one, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I'm ahead for the round.
Yeah.
So I moved everything back. Trying to keep it safe, making your charges longer. You move so fast, there's really no getting around that.
Well, it means I'm, hitting the screen instead of flying over it, potentially.
Yeah. I managed to, with all of my shootings, 12 Flamers, 2 Exalted Flamers, the Lord of Change, do 11...
20 brims.
Yeah, 20 brims. Do 11 wounds to that unit of defensive eels. The one guy is left on 1 wound, so I charged the brims in thinking they could do 1 wound, but 3 up unrendable save,
And to be fair, you activated back here first, so he killed 4 or 6? Yeah.
so unfortunate there, but if I win the roll-off here, all will be forgiven.
And I mean, even if you don't win it, you still are tagging me with those. You know,
yeah,
so.
But you still have 2 more units.
But they're not scoring another turn, is the difference. Yep. Well, let's see what priority gives us. That's a 2. You got hope.
4.
Okay, so it's yours.
That is what I was hoping for here.
Awesome.
So yes, we will go into Tzeentch at the top of round 2, turn 2.
Yes, sir.
With fate on their side, the Tzeentch army chooses mass conjuration for this turn's agenda. The Fate Master again uses the command ability Lord of Fate. The Lord of Change then casts Arcane Bolt, finally killing the last Ishlian guard. He also casts Mystic Shield on himself and succeeds on the agenda. The unit of Pink Horrors then casts Channeled Pink Fire. In the shooting phase, the Pink Horrors deal 2 wounds to the Ishlian guard. The Exalted Flamer deals 2 wounds to the Morsar guard, who are then finished off by a unit of Flamers. The second unit of Flamers then deal 5 wounds to the other unit of Morsar guard. The Tzeentch end their turn scoring another 7 points, giving them a solid lead on the scoreboard.
All right, so end of Tzeentch, turn 2, top of round 2. It went okay, I would say. Retreated these guys out, so score a big 4 points.
Which is huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Keep this objective, so 2 points. Keep mine, so 1. So another 7, so 14 to 5 right off the bat.
Yep.
That's the good part. The shooting, not as impactful as I would have hoped for. Managed to kill the 3 eels who were in cover, but the 3 eels who were not...
Tanked their saves.
Yeah, made way better saves and just survived with like 2 of them.
Nearly full health.
Yeah, so they'll get to go into my pinks with their charge buff, and that's not so fun.
Depends who you talk to.
Yeah, but I'm pretty well set up still. I think you've got to go back and deal with these guys.
Yep.
I mean, there's only 12 wounds there, so any one of the 3 units there can do it. The other ones are free to do what they please. And I'm still pretty well set up on my objective. I don't think you're going to take that unless you get the double, because, of course, taking the double means that there's a chance of having one given back to you.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, we'll go into Idoneth turn 2, bottom of round 2 here.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
This round, the Flood Tide is the active ability for the Idoneth, granting the army run and charge. As the Idoneth look to circle their prey, 2 Alapexes kill 6 horrors on their home objective. Then, 1 Alapex finishes off an Exalted Flamer, with the last Alapex killing a regular Flamer of Tzeentch. While one Alapex fails its charge, the rest of the army aggressively bears down on the demonic forces. At the start of combat, the Morsar Guard uses their biovoltaic blast, killing one flamer. The combat then starts off with another unit of Morsar, who deals 17 damage to the horrors of Tzeentch. The horrors then retaliate, only killing one Morsar guard. The Ishlian guard deals 6 damage, killing 3 flamers, who deal 5 mortal wounds on death, taking an Ishlian down with them. While the Tzeentch forces try to fight back, each unit does little more than a wound here or there. We then see the Morsar Guard kill 2 flamers, and the Alapex finishes off the horrors on the Idoneth objective. The other Alapex kills another flamer, then the Brimstone's horrors manage to kill another Morsar Guard and deal 2 wounds to the Ishlian. The Eidolon then deals 14 to the horrors, and the Morsar add another 11 wounds as well. With Volturnos finishing off the unit of Brimstone Horrors, the lone flamer uses a 2 from the Destiny dice to pass its bravery. The horrors are not so lucky though, as the remainder flee to Battleshock and the Idoneth score 5 victory points.
All right, Idoneth Deepkin turn 2. I'd say it was a fairly effective one. Again, just from my position in the middle, obviously why I moved to the middle, so I could explode out in every direction, which is pretty much what we saw. Eidolon and 2 units of Morsar over there, a Shark and Ishlian and a unit of Morsar over here, 2 Sharks over here, and then a Shark and Volti kind of holding down the center. I take the middle objectives again, as well as reclaiming my own. So I do score 5 points here, which is, enough scoring that I'm not too worried.
Yeah, you're 4 behind, but you've got 3 turns with a dwindling Tzeentch force.
Yes. I think we were both surprised how much damage I was doing, but it's just like...
I have no saves once
exactly.
You add a single point of rend.
I was a little worried about just the volume of wounds with horrors, because I haven't played Tzeentch very much with my Deepkin, and just like... So I was a little worried there, right? We know how slow it was for me to chew through them with my Lumineth, so... But here it's just like... They were just dying in swaths, right? And especially when you don't have the command point, I was just killing enough that they were battle shocking off.
Yep.
And then between the 2 units of flamers, I killed 8 out of 12. There's 1 unit with 3 left, a unit with 1 left, so potentially a fold reality.
Yeah. So if I win the roll off and get the turn, I'll bring back hopefully some a bunch of flamers to that unit of 1 and continue shooting you off, hopefully. But otherwise, if you win it, I think it'll quickly end. Yeah,
we'll see.
Because you'll score mine next turn.
There's a good chance, I'll be able to kind of cascade down. But let's jump into priority and see where we go. 5.
4.
All right, so I am obviously going to take it here. we'll jump into my turn. Hopefully it shouldn't be too much. Obviously, it's just going to be some quick movement in combat, and we'll see where we are after Deepkin turn 3.
Round 3 means the High Tide is active, and all Idoneth units attack at the start of the combat phase. Volturno spends 2 command points to give +2 attacks to 3 Morsar Guard, an Alapex, and himself. In shooting, 2 Alapex fail to deal damage, while their third kills 2 Brimstone Horrors. The buffed Morsar Guard deals 12 wounds to the Lord of Change, who has to use 2 6s from his Destiny dice to survive. The Ishlian Guard then kills the last Flamer and 2 Horrors. The Alapex kills 4 Flamers, and the Eidolon finishes off the Lord of Change. Volturnos then kills the Brimstone Horrors, allowing the Morsar Guard to pile in and kill the Fate Master, though his soulbound shield takes down 1 Morsar in return. The Idoneth score all 4 objectives for 9 points, and firmly put down the threat to the souls of which they have staked their claim.
Alright, so Deepkin turn 3, winning priority, double from 2 into 3, exactly what Deepkin wants. Obviously here, deciding the game pretty clearly. You have 1 exalted flavor on the back, your back, edge of your board. So pretty obviously clear victory here. Again, exactly what Deepkin wants, in also a matchup that hugely favors them with the anti-shooting tech that they have, as well as, not to mention, like we said before, the huge rend being so impactful against you. MSU, you're not getting your pluses to hit.
Yeah, and defensive eels ignoring my rend.
Yeah, you couldn't pick a worse matchup for Tzeentch.
Yeah,
I think. Or
for this particular,
Eternal Confederation. Now, if you're like Host Duplicitous, which I know you want to run.
Yeah, casting heavy, so I'm doing mortals. You're paper against mortals.
Yeah. So very different, but in this build, obviously a really one-sided match here, coming into turn 3. Scoreboard, you were leading it, but here I take 9 points this round, scoring all 4 objectives. So that puts me up 19-14, and obviously at this point, there's no way for you to really score another point.
Yeah, they're at this point, that 1 exalted flamer with 2 wounds left is not going to win the game.
You were saying you can't even teleport him because Lord of Change is dead now.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think just talking through auxiliary objectives, I do this turn score Aggressor by taking your objective.
Yeah, and I scored Aggressor turn 1, taking yours.
Yeah, and I do also store Assassinate, killing your Lord of Change this turn. So
I did not get marked for death because this shark is still alive.
Yeah, and again, 1 exalted. He's not, because the shooting mechanic that Deepkin has, you have to shoot the closest unit, so not possible.
No.
But I think that's it for today. We can wrap it up here. Obviously, again, strong win for Deepkin, so I'm always happy seeing elves on top in their cousin's homeland. Obviously, we came here for the souls, though, and only found demons, so that's pretty unfortunate. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this battle report. We're super excited to keep adding new armies and expanding ranges. So with your guys' support through our premium membership, we're able to continue to hit our goals and add new stuff to the channel. So thank you to everyone, premium members and otherwise, for all your support of the channel. But until next time, we'll see you in another battle report.
Take care.